Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Chico Weekly. We are now on episode 5 of this series. We're going to get straight into it because this wasn't a very long week. This is kind of a short week. Not many things happened throughout the first 4 or 5 days. But once we got to the weekend, it got pretty crazy. A lot of good fights, a lot of good things getting announced there. So we're just going to get straight into it. On Sunday, pretty much the only thing that happened was Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Superman Spann was made official by the UFC. The thing is, we already knew this fight was happening. It's just on Sunday the UFC posted it on their account that it is official, it is happening. But since we already knew about it, you won't see it on the thumbnail or nothing like that. And that was it for Sunday. On Monday, Julio Arce was injured and out against his scheduled fight with Cody Garbrandt. Supposed to take place on March 4th, UFC 285. Cody Garbrandt is out. Oh no, Julio Arce is out, and then Cody Garbrandt will stay on the card. He got a fight announced later this week. I'm going to get into that after. But yeah, that was it for Monday, and that's going to kind of tell you, how this week went. Not a lot of things happened this week. But if we look at the rankings, these are Tuesdays. The rankings get updated every time there's an event. These rankings are from last week. They got updated last week, and the reason I'm talking about them now is because they haven't changed, and because there was no event. Also because I forgot to talk about them last week, so I'm talking about them now. If we look at men's pound-for-pound top rankings, Davis and Figueiredo moved down 5 places, number 15. Robert Whittaker down 1 to 14th. Jamal Hill entered the rankings, debuted at number 13, being the new champion and all that. Dustin Poirier moved down 1 to number 12. John Jones moved up 1 to number 11. Yuri Prohaska down 1 to 10th. Brandon Moreno moved up 6 places to number 9. If we look at flyweight, Figueiredo is now the number 1 contender. Brandon Moreno is the champion. Muhammad Mokaev's number 12. Sumar Darji moved down to 13th. Tagir Ulanbekov moved up to 14th. And Tyson Nam debuted at number 15. Or no, I think he's been on the rankings before. So he's not like he debuted, but he is back. So no updates at bantamweight, featherweight, or lightweight. Slight update at welterweight, though. And we should have seen this coming. I talked about this in a previous video. Michael Chiesa moved up to number 12. Neil Magny down to number 13. No updates at middleweight. Light heavyweight, everybody moved up except Paul Craig, who moved down 1. We got 2 not debuting. They came back. It's another one of those cases. Obviously, because the vacant title, that spot got filled. Also, Glover retiring. So that's 3 spots on the rankings. And that was enough for Justin Jacoby and Azamat Murzakinov to re-enter the light heavyweight rankings. Khalil Roundtree Jr., Jimmy Crute, Dominic Reyes, Ryan Spann, Volkan Ozdemir all moved up 2 places, as well as Nikita Krylov. Johnny Walker moved up 5 places to number 7. And as for the top 5, Anthony Smith moved up to number 5. Rakic up to 4th. Blachowicz up to 3rd. Magomed Ankalaev up to 2nd. Yuri Prohaska remained at number 1. Slight update at heavyweight. Jilton Almeida debuted at number 14. Bilgoy Ivanov moved down to 15th. Another thing, women's pound-for-pound top rankings. Taila Santos is now tied with Lemos. I think she should be above Lemos. That's just my opinion, though. Manon Fiorot moved up to number 11, and Holly Holm moved down to number 12. This is an interesting one here. Jessica Andrade cannot catch a break. She just wants to be top 3 in both divisions, and she can't even have that. If she competes at flyweight, she'll move down to strawweight. If she competes at strawweight, she'll move down to flyweight. It just doesn't. I don't know why the UFC does this. Jessica Andrade should be above Amanda Lemos at number 3 right now. I don't know why they keep pushing her down. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. She's now down to number 6 at strawweight. Marina Rodriguez and Joni Anian moved up to number 4th and 5th. But at flyweight, at least she can be top 3 there because she is number 3 right now at flyweight. Kaylin Chukagian, Alexa Grasso moved down 1 to 4th and 5th. Lauren Murphy is down 2 to number 6. No updates at bantamweight, and featherweight will never change. That's it for the rankings. There's still more that happened on Tuesday. Jesus Aguilera and Yusaku Kinoshita both got added to the roster. They both fought on the UFC Vegas 68 card, February 4th this week. So they got added to the roster for those fights. Also, more things happened. Oh, yeah. Big fight got announced on this day. Big fight got announced. Hell yeah. Number 1 ranked Max Holloway versus number 4 ranked Arnold Allen got announced. Featherweight bout for a UFC event on April 15th. We don't know where it is. If it's going to be Apex, it's going to have a crowd. We don't know anything about it yet, so we're going to stay tuned for that. Also, another thing that got announced, Mahmoud Muradov will fight Abu Sufyan Magomedov, UFC Vegas 71, March 11th. That's it for Tuesday. If we moved on to Wednesday, a fight that got announced. We had to scroll far, but Brian Kelleher will fight Journey Newson at a UFC event April 29th. That is the second fight announced for that card. Second. The first one was Nathan Levy versus P. Rodriguez. Also on this day, Daniel Santos versus Johnny Munoz Jr. got announced for a UFC event on May 6th. That is the first fight announced for May 2023. At least now we know that there's going to be a UFC event on May 6th, so that's pretty exciting. That was it for Wednesday. If we look on Thursday, let's see. Oh, yeah. Ramiz Brahimaj is now out of his fight. That was scheduled on February 18th against Carlston Harris at UFC Vegas 69. Another fight pullout happened when... Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that, actually. I want to talk about this first. Hold up. PFL got 3 fights scheduled for April. They're both just a week apart from each other, each one of them. On April 1st, 2023, they got the co-main event, Robert Wilkinson versus Thiago Santos. Very good fight there. Very exciting fight. But the main event, Brendan Loughnane versus Marlon Moraes. I've made a video about this before. Marlon Moraes should not be fighting anymore, especially not against a guy like Brendan Loughnane, who is a top guy at the PFL right now. The co-main event was so good, and then the main event just kind of brought it down. Because just the whole card, because that's not the right fight to make, But PFL 2, just a week later, April 7th, 2023, the co-main event is Larissa Pacheco, who won the title against... Damn. I forgot her name. Fuck. Hold on. Kayla Harrison. Okay, I just had a brain fart. That's it. Kayla Harrison. It was a big, big, big upset. One of the biggest upsets of 2022. And now she's fighting Julia Budd at women's featherweight. The main event for this one is a heavyweight bout between Ante Delija versus Jorgen De Castro. For PFL 3, April 14th, 2023, the co-main event is Sadebo Sai versus Jara Al-Silawi at welterweight. And the main event is Oliver Albin Mercier versus Shane Burgos at lightweight. And what I was talking about before, another canceled bout, where Benoit St. Denis had to pull out of the fight against Joe Solecki. That was supposed to take place for, February 18th for the fight night. That was supposed to take place there. And another fight that actually got announced on this day, Jamal Emmers will fight Hussein Askabov for UFC Vegas 69 on February 18th. That was it for Thursday. On Friday, Marlon Vera versus Corey Sandhagen was moved from the main event of February 18th for the main event of San Antonio. The UFC listened to the fans once again and made the card way better. They've done this before with cards such as UFC 279. They just constantly find ways to make cards and fights, just everything about it, just make it better. And unless you're UFC 284, then Dana always finds a way to make the card better, even after whether it's unlikely circumstances or just things that played out the wrong way, that they're now changing it to become better for the fans and for just everything in general. This is a case of that. They will be fighting in front of the crowd right now. They will be fighting in front of a crowd now instead of fighting at the Apex in silence. This is a fight that deserves a crowd. So happy for them and for all the fans and for myself, because San Antonio, March 25th, that's a stacked card. So for this one to be the headliner, it just makes it so much better. But a card that suffered was the February 18th card. But, because that card's kind of understacked now, except for the main event, which does happen to be Tyler Santos versus Aaron Blanchfield. That's a very, very good fight. That's a nice headliner. And very excited for that one. I will be tuning into that. Also, Cody Garbrandt got himself his opponent. When Julio Arce pulled out, he found a replacement in Trevin Jones. It's taking place same day, same event. Everything will be the same. Just an opponent is the only difference, the opponent. Also on Friday, Michael Chiesa versus Li Jingliang will fight UFC 287 April 8th in Miami. I should not have said Miami. That was supposed to come later. Yeah. Michael Chiesa fighting for the first time since 2021. He'll be making his comeback against Li Jingliang, who re-entered the rankings recently. I think this is going to be a good fight for Li Jinglian to get back, for Michael Chiesa to get back. Super stacked card there. You just very, very good card there. That's the end of Friday. On Saturday, this poster got announced. I already showed it. But yeah, very nice looking card. And not card. Well, also card, but very nice looking poster as well. Kind of reminds me of Corey Sandhagen's last headliner fight with Song Yadong. Kind of reminds me of that. It gives me that whole like colors and the vibe. But very nice poster nonetheless. Also, you know what? I want to talk about that after. I'm going to talk about this now. Conor McGregor, comeback. Conor McGregor is making his comeback. Tough 31 is happening. It will be Coach McGregor versus Coach Michael Chandler. Wow, that's a big one. Hell yeah, that's a big one. Super excited for that one. Hell yeah. Also, the fact that UFC 287, it will be in Miami. It will be in Miami-Dade Center. That got announced. And yeah, super excited for both of those things. Also, I'll just end off the week with this one. Fedor Emelianenko retired from, or I can't show the videos, I don't think. But yeah, Fedor Emelianenko retired from the sport of MMA. And now, I don't know. The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. A lot of people consider him to be the greatest MMA fighter of all time. He's beaten so many legends, so many greats when they were at their best. And, you know, this past Saturday, he lost his fight to Ryan Bader by first round knockout. It was a rematch. It was the headliner of Bellator 290. And now he is retired. He will be retiring. 10 years of heavyweight dominance record, 31-1, with one no contest, that looks like. Obviously, this record has changed now, but this was his record, I think, back then when this guy was talking about it. This was Fedor at his best, you know, at his peak. And yeah, just very impressive career, very impressive resume, you know, so many names. And if you saw like the photos afterwards, oh my god, they were so good. You know, I don't want to scroll now because I'll get like some kind of copyright issue from Bellator. But you know, the Rampage Jackson was there, Chael Sonnen was there, Chuck Liddell, Hoist Gracie, Dan Henderson, Matt Hughes, Randy Couture. Who else was there? A lot of people were there, man. A lot of legends, a lot of people just there in support of Fedor Emelianenko. It's just super, super cool how, you know, we just saw so many legends and sitting and standing in one place. You know, could you imagine the fans there just standing in the presence, or the people in the octagon in the presence of so much talent, so many wars, so much blood, sweat, tears, backstory, fights, entertainment, fans, hype, drama, just everything, you know. So much history, so much everything among all those fighters. And yeah, just such great stuff. Not the knockout, but the photo afterwards was nice. The knockout was sad to see, you know, but it is what it is. And Fedor Emelianenko will retire as one of the greatest fighters to ever walk the earth, and definitely one of the greatest fighters of our time. And yeah, that was it for Saturday. If we're talking technically about Sunday, you know, Derek Lewis for Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak got the first round submission in the main event. So that's it. That's the week of Sunday, January 29th, all the way through, February 4th. Saturday. Hell yeah. Bit of a shorter, you know, Chico Weekly there. Not a lot of things happened, but for some of the few things that did happen, there was kind of a bit to talk about. So yeah, subscribe, go ahead and do that, and have yourself a nice day.